Is baby oil?
It's off limits now.
Not safe.
Is it not like?
It's not lube, no.
It's off limits now.
Is it what?
But it helps though. No.
Helps what?
If you put it in like your bath, like if
Yeah,
you're in
yeah,
a bath,
There you go.
that it helps with
Your
moisturising your
Yeah,
skin and
100%.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it's gonna be known as a Sean Johnson & Johnson now, isn't it? Like it's the crazy thing is just that like
What is wrong with baby oil though? 'Cause
Nothing.
Is it not normal to have baby oil in your yard?
it
It was
is.
perfectly fine up until about 3 days ago.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just the capacity in regards to the quantity
Facts.
that you have within your house. I have a bottle.
If you have more than 2
Spray.
bottles, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Even if you have kids.
And it comes in different. It comes in different types. You got the spray one now. It's not just the straight squeeze.
Yeah.
You can spray it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people use it for when they're going outside in the sun, a little
Some people
glow
use it on
up.
their kids, like bedtime.
Yeah,
baths.
stuff like that. So prior to what we now know, baby oil was an essential part of every household.
Yeah, facts. I put it in my bed, everything. Yeah, baby oil goes in my bed. I spray it in there, it makes it nice and glossy.
Told you this guy went to them parties. You know?
Yeah,
Told you this guy went to them parties.
I do that.
Said it was so much chest as well. I put it in my beard.
Beard.
You know.
So, finally, because it just felt like it was happening forever. You know, we spoke about Diddy in previous episodes before, and he's been arrested. He's waiting for trial.
Yeah.
The indictment, the charges have come out, and Ghamzeh,
Yes.
could you read out some of the ones that really kind of stuck in my mind? Because we can go down the lane of Diddy's who he is, the diddler, aka
Did he do it?
yeah, we know what he's done, but now obviously
Do we?
well, he's been arrested and he ain't going nowhere.
No, but
In
do we
fact,
know what he's done?
well, we
Yes.
know what he's been charged with.
Well, these are the charges.
So you sound like you were there. Again, back to my magic trick, right? I'm just saying, man.
Did you see those? Have you seen the big memes all week of people just slipping over in their yard everywhere? Yeah, bruv. Bruv, I was in tears. Ty sent me one. I was in tears. I was slipping and sliding. Gabs,
Right. So what I have here.
what's the
Let me
main
read
ones?
it.
Go for it.
The grand jury charges. For decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka PD,
names, okay.
aka Diddy, aka PD,
Apparently.
aka Love.
Brother love. Apparently.
The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influences of the multifaceted business empire that he had led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, amongst other crimes, sex trafficking. Am I saying this right?
Sex trafficking.
I'm the worst person. I'm not even English.
So hold it one day. Hold it a second, Ghamzeh. So he's had people around him enabling him.
Yep.
We're talking about security. We're talking about handlers. We're talking about people that worked in his house, and we're talking about people that attended his parties.
Yeah.
So now, are we saying that more people are going to get arrested?
100%. But what they've done is, sorry to jump the gun, is they've basically concised all these charges and put it under racketeering. Hence where they said criminal enterprise. He's been hit with a RICO charge. So he's been hit like he's been doing this cocaine, murderous. They've given him one of it's called the kingpin charge.
Yep.
That I may have heard of.
Yep.
And they've hit him with that now. So it doesn't matter. People are like, oh, he's only got 4 or 5 charges. It's because he's come under the RICO charge.
Right.
So he could have had 112. The minute they say RICO, it doesn't matter now. It becomes 3 or 4 charges, and they go sex trafficking, Baby Johnson & Johnson's owner, and child molester, for example, and then they go RICO.
Right.
So the main case now is RICO. That's where they say, well, now we can conspire, and now we can say, well, you know what? You went to a party. You went to a party. I can just, by saying Rico, I can draw in everyone and anyone that's ever been to the freak-offs more than once with baby oil in their bed. And and by then...
What type of position you need to be in to have baby oil get in your beard? I know it's a mouthful, but you must be a 69 god, man.
Wait.
You know what it is, right? I can't have anything with peanuts in it or nuts.
Of course.
Yeah. That's a lie.
Pause.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Not at them parties. That's a lie. What we did?
Because my son has allergies.
What's the tire?
And so baby oil is the closest thing that I can put in my beard, and it works.
Shire's only...
Yeah.
He's only young.
Yeah.
What about previous?
Previously, I've had...
you said this thing's been going on for decades.
Yes.
So that sounds like you've been to multiple parties.
Is that why you changed your alias?
Ghamzeh, what other charges is there? That's
I've got sex trafficking, forced labour, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Right.
And kidnapping is broken down into two. Because
Right.
abduction as well as kidnapping. Because obviously they're talking about...
What's the difference?
Kidnapping actually technically only counts as a minor.
Okay.
And then abduction is when you're an adult. So technically it's broken into two because they're trying to say, for example, if you've seen the videos when he was with Bieber for the weekend, they're going back to stuff like that. So they're literally trying to go back to everything and anything he's ever done.
Poor Bieber, man.
And but they're using him as they're using
Bieber
that
got a drill.
as an example because you got to remember he had apparently he's had Usher from when he was young.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of stars from when they were young.
Allegedly.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So that's why they've broken it down to kidnapping and abduction because they're also saying people were held there like hostages and abducted away for the weekend, etc. So
And I ain't talking about Toronto.
And there were videos apparently that was
90 plus stuff.
So
Alright.
that's when other people are going to be known.
Let's talk about the arson because the arson relates to what Cassandra mentioned previously about Cuddy.
Yeah.
But his name wasn't mentioned. They keep saying, whatever.
Even
John
her
Doe,
name
whatever.
wasn't mentioned.
They always say
one.
like, Exhibit A and Exhibit B, and they're using codes for. But that was Cuddy. So apparently Cuddy and Cassie
went on a
sitting
couple
in
of
the
dates.
tree, and apparently Puff used to have someone always escort Cassie around town.
Right.
That's how you know that's someone that's not secure with. They got to find little.
Yep.
And they get paranoid if she's not. Where is she? Where is she? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So apparently she's got studio, and KD was there, or KC I should say. So and boom, boom, and then apparently one time he went through her phone, and he must have called a number.
That's right.
Cardi answered.
Yeah.
He went
ballistic. Apparently he went there and he weren't there though.
Yeah,
weren't there, so that's where one of the kidnap charges come in because he must have kidnapped someone that was on Cuddy's property to say, "Yo, where is he? Get me in the house." Boom, 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 and he was with someone else as well, helping him. And they did the little cocktail thing to put in the car. Boom, the car blows up. That's some TV like Sopranos shit, right?
This is
Hence
crazy.
the whole
What we did.
racketeering stuff.
Right.
Over a woman. Powerful.
But to jump in there, Driz, real quick, two things. One, have you seen the lawyer's interview?
Yes.
Okay. Now his lawyers, Diddy did it, innit? But if you
Allegedly.
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 But if you've never known any of this story and all you did was if you watch the lawyer from the outside in, you walk away with a whole different perception.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what the lawyer's saying, he puts it logically. He'll say, well, Cassie had her own house. How was she kidnapped? Cassie was with him for 10 years. These things happened at this date, but then they carried on.
Yeah.
And then this happened at this date, but yet they carried on. So this isn't a one-off thing. This is a toxic relationship that goes both ways. Even the video that we all saw, he broke the video down. He said, well, she was leaving with 2 bags. She only arrived with 1. The second bag was Diddy stuff. That's why he came running out in his towel. That was a man that was helpless. That man that was trying to get back his property after she threw a phone at him, seeing that he was seeing someone else. So that started with her doing something. And
Yeah,
he
these lawyers are on.
I promise you, his lawyer and his word placement was top notch.
Yeah.
But the female lawyer, now, look, we're using the A word, allegedly.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's use it.
What?
Let's use it.
Have to.
Yeah, we have to use
Loosely,
it.
but have to.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't.
Right.
Yeah, loosely is a crazy word.
Crazy word as well.
Bruv. You know,
Baby oil.
but you
Loose
know,
and baby oil.
Yeah.
Sorry,
On your beard?
Hand in hand.
How much baby oil do you like? They've just been sliding everywhere.
Slip and
They
slide,
might have
slide.
just been sliding in belly buttons and everything, bruv. Like
I
your
mean,
ear,
I don't think
like,
he's
just,
using it all the time. It's just maybe when is about to happen, he just wants to make sure that he's got.
So I have 1,000 bottles. I think you're a frequent user.
Yeah,
No!
it takes a long time.
No!
Exactly.
Yeah, you get through it. Yeah, yes.
Do you know how long it takes?
Yeah,
though?
yeah, it does.
That doesn't. You don't buy it on Monday and it finishes on Friday. To have 1,000 bottles is crazy.
But then he had KY jelly and all them things.
No, that was never mentioned. Don't
They didn't say the
again,
brand.
You see,
didn't say
again,
the
you're
brand.
proving the point.
You were
You're
there.
the brand.
How do you know the brand?
There, bro.
Bruv, they said they had.
Bruv.
They said they
Water-based
had.
one, yeah? With
Okay,
no
they
nuts
said
in it,
had
yeah?
lubricants.
Right, but you specifically said a
KY
brand.
jelly.
KY jelly is a
You
normal
have to
thing.
be somewhere in order to say that's what I saw. But here's the thing, though. Diddy has
Too many specifics.
2 lawyers, and so lawyer A is the one who's leading it. That's the lead
Is
lawyer.
the guy.
But he has a second one
Female.
who's a female.
Cold.
She's white.
Yeah, but just smart.
That's gonna help some way, shape, or fashion because
Yeah.
a white woman representing a black man and
America.
defending him.
Yeah.
That's got the juries are gonna be like, well, hang on a minute, how dangerous can this guy really be?
Yeah.
And these activities, and she's breaking down things like, well, look, people there, consent. There were no minors there. And as far as we know, allegedly, there wasn't any. So everyone that was there, they're going there for free Ciroc.
Yeah.
Free, you know what I'm saying?
Deli on.
Deli on and all that stuff. They want to hear a little take that, whether it's them or on the record.
Bruv, him
Like,
saying take that.
Means so much now. It takes on a whole new meaning.
Of taking
But
that.
what is he saying though? No, it might not even be like in a sexual way. He might just be like, look, I got 1,000 bottles of this. Take that. Like,
Is it 1 free bottle of baby oil?
1,000 bottles of baby oil in a wall. 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
One goes
You know
down,
what I mean?
and comes around.
like she broke it down so precisely that it's like the lawyer you're talking about for him. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to shoot Diddy any bail or anything like that. But if
objectively,
I was
yeah.
in his position, I'm saying, yo, bro, let her go out and speak in these interviews.
yeah.
Because her dad is one of the top lawyers in America that deals with these
DA.
superstar cases.
Right.
And she's talking, and even I sat there and I was like, well, goddamn, what is this guy being arrested for again? Because she's done it so eloquently.
They're
You're
trying
like,
to finesse. They're trying to finesse our earlobes.
Their word
though.
placement is serious.
It's crazy.
so you got the 50 mil bail denied.
Yeah.
But do you know what? That might actually get appealed because, again, the lawyer, he said something so like simple.
Yeah.
He was like, but all they wanted was the headline.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we found out that he could be indicted, I told Diddy to come back to New York. He goes, it says he got arrested. He surrendered.
Yeah, that's true.
because
He phoned up and said,
Yeah.
Diddy's here.
He was
Do you
local.
do you want us to come in?
Yeah.
And then he goes, they hung up and then they came and got him a day earlier just to say that they arrested him. But he goes, Diddy was available. Diddy made himself available.
Yeah.
Diddy actually surrendered himself because they just wanted the headline.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have the headline, they can't deny bail.
But this is the thing. They tried to do it so that he wouldn't be a flight risk. He's trying to tell them that he's not a flight risk. He's not somebody who he's willing to cooperate.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was deals behind the scenes being done, and they went against that.
No, but it's well documented. They've shown in these papers that have been filed and that every conversation that's happened between his lawyers.
Right.
And I think the government have got involved because when you start transporting people, which just sounds crazy, but when you start doing it in different states, so you're going from like London to say Birmingham, well, it's not states over here, but I'm just trying to give context, London to Birmingham to Manchester to Liverpool to, once you start crossing these lines, it becomes a government thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a
federal.
state. Right, it becomes federal. Right. But they're showing like, look, it's well documented. We were saying everywhere Mr. Combs is going to be and where he's not going to be. And when he's cancelled flights, he's going to be in New York. Actually, he's not going there anymore.
Right.
Cancelled. This is all well documented. So they're showing the court in regards to shooting in Bell. We've cooperated with everything you've asked from us.
Yeah.
He hasn't been running around trying to hide or do nothing. You know everywhere he's going to be.
But this is the thing. He's apparently, allegedly, been ringing people and saying,
Right.
Yo.
So that's the second side of it. That's what I was going to jump in.
Yeah.
The first
That's
side
why they
was
denied him bail. Part of why they denied him
the
bail.
flight risk was only one side of it.
Yeah.
They were saying he could still reach out to people. And if it's not him directly, it can come within his camp. So that's where they've said that they're denying him bail because his power to obstruct justice is still, it's still a high threat.
Yeah, it is.
So, and they're saying with him being out, just the fact that his victims know he's out, whether he directly contacts them or not,
it's going to be an obstruction.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why
there's been examples provided where someone on behalf of Puff has called
allegedly,
and said, "Hey, just calling just to make sure everything's cool. Yeah. Look, we just want to boom, boom, boom. All right, because look, if you need anything taken care of, I know you got a mortgage. Like they're not saying it outright like that, but it's like, hey, if you need a little help with something, don't worry, we've got that covered. We got you. We just need to know that if we call you on that day, you got it covered.
The diddler.
Right. So let me play devil's advocate because I'm your cousin and I like to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. What's the difference with Diddy trafficking a girl from Atlanta to New York and Future flying out a chick from Miami to Atlanta?
Well, here's the thing.
No, but what is the difference?
Here's the thing. I'm not sure. When I hear trafficking, I always associate trafficking with or something that's not being seen, or what's his name? J. Emmanuel Thomas when he's when he got with the weed and all that. Like I feel like you're trying to hide, you're concealing smuggling.
Right.
However, if you're flying out women from Miami to New York for the party, right?
Right, for the party.
I don't know. I'm trying to see where the issue lies.
Because they're trying to use loopholes that all rappers, celebrities, politicians, they all use. They're saying the fact that they make them sign contracts, NDAs, is part of the reason why they're calling it a crime.
Okay.
So they're trying to use all these little grey areas now, which before used to help the rich.
Yeah, of course.
They're now, because they're trying to get one of them, they're flipping it on him.
Right.
So, like I said, what's the difference with Future going, I'm going to fly this whole house out to come to a freak off?
Yeah.
And everyone goes, yeah, great, baby all. And we all go, well, you man go. And then, and Diddy's been doing this for years. Well, we hear about it in rap songs, I'll fly you here, there, everywhere. Yeah. What's the difference even with a long distance relationship? I live in New York, you live in Miami, I fly you, you fly me. This is all the same thing.
Joe.
I think the key thing, why it becomes trafficking, because I think it's the same thing here, is if Heights links a girl in Birmingham, but she's an escort or like a prosy,
right?
Brings her to London, that's considered trafficking because prostitution is illegal.
Yes. So Joe, if you didn't hear, Joe said because prostitution is illegal in America, that's where it becomes.
Hence why we keep hearing the term sex worker in these conversations, because
they also have to find out and be able to name who the sex workers were. Mm-hmm. So this again, no disrespect, and I guess I feel like Diddy has done what he's done, innit?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of reaching in these things.
Yeah, of course there will be.
They've gone and said, oh, well, there's 50 people. One victim, 49 witnesses. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we're all at a party. Only one person gets whatever's happened to him and 49 other people are victims.
Okay.
And then also they've said that these sex workers are male because they're saying victim one, which is Miss Cassandra, was the person that was being dealt with in these freak-offs.
Yeah.
So, again, a lot of these males are going to be like, well, I just showed up for a party and Cassie was having some drugs with us and we all had some drinks and we all wanted to do it. And you know what? Yeah, Diddy was like, yeah, my missus is open. And she was for it.
Gams, there's more charges, right?
Oh, my God, yes.
There's some
yeah, there is.
So, and this is why I want Gams to read some of them, because I feel like this will give us more of an understanding of why. So
we got to remember, a lot of these are civil as well, that they're trying to chump up.
Yeah, of course.
Federal.
They're civil, but when you talk about kidnapping, and when we talk about arson, and when we're talking about bribery, and when we're talking about those things, kind of then turn into, okay, this is not necessarily people who have been willing to do things. This has been people that have been coerced, or there's been people that. Do you know what I mean? Of course.
I hear you. No.
Of course the lawyers are going to.
No, not even that. My thing is, Diddy is a rap mogul.
Yeah.
He's a business mogul. What's the difference in him saying to an artist, gee, sign his contract.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-year deal. You try and say, I want to get out of the deal. And he goes, nah, you've got a 2-year deal. You're not leaving this until you do what you have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got three albums to put out. Put them out. Yeah. Again, like I said earlier, what they're trying to do is use a lot of what the rich's influence is, the grey areas that they were allowed to do. Yeah. And it was cool when you're on their side of the fence.
Of course.
Now you're not. It's now a crime. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, you've bribed this person. No, I just offered you a deal. Yeah. If you've now become from an artist to my homeboy and now you're around and you're seeing things, you were always under the Diddy label as an artist.
Yeah.
Again, and this is, as I said, this is me playing devil's advocate. A lot of what they're trying to do is use industry folklore and flip it. Yeah. And industry tactics. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, yes, it's all bullying. It is. I'm not saying what he's doing is right, but a lot of these things have been going on in the industry for years.
We'll get to that.
They're now just trying to push it.
We're gonna get to that. Gams.
So these bits I'm reading is basically going more in details of what actually.
Yeah, because there's only about 4 actual charges.
Yeah, so it says the abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual.
Okay,
As part of this pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. Mm-hmm. At times, Combs and others acting at his direction made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location, which again, like what you said, it could happen. We could do it.
Yeah, that's
Girlfriend,
normal.
boyfriends, friends.
Yeah.
Combs ensured participants from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support and threatening to cut off the same and using intimidation and violence.
Right.
Put this album out.
So
it's the same as saying put this album out.
basically what you said, but it's all has to come down to now evidence, because evidence is the only thing we can separate consensual and forced.
And opinion to fact.
Right. Yeah. And here's a funny story that always bugs me in these situations. Like whether it's as extreme as this or not. So Dawn Richards has put through she wants to sue Diddy, right?
Yeah.
Now, her thing is, it's not related to what's going on with him now, but more on in regards to like
what she's seen.
In regards to like contractual things as of being an artist, which was in Danity Kane,
yeah.
But then somewhere in there now, she's now joining in with this whole what's going on now, and like, oh, I witnessed some of these things that Cassie has accused Diddy of doing.
Yep.
Now, it's one thing witnessing it and not saying anything. It's another thing witnessing it and carrying on working with the person who has been accused of doing these heinous crimes. You was on his last album. So, my question to you is, what are you really putting the claim in for? Because you are part of the problem.
Can I just say something here? This goes, sorry to cut you off.
Go on.
This is like a man watching his friend cheat and be okay with it and not say anything.
You didn't have to say a man, but I hear you.
Yeah. Right.
All women.
Yeah, but that's my point.
Situations where you're in that place and you go, well, I can't say anything because one, I've tried all my life to be this artist and this is my only opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just shut my mouth, close my eyes and just, if she's been abused, I hope she makes it.
Right.
Like, that's how I'm thinking.
That's
right.
Because if you open your mouth, that's it, you're done.
Can I say something? Because I don't want to cut across people.
Go on.
Right. But at the same time, all she's done is made herself guilty by association.
Thank you.
Do you know that? Because now all she's tried to go, oh my God, I went standing on him. I went standing with him when he was doing these things. I don't agree. And like you just said, she was on his last album. So all they're going to say is, well, you couldn't have been that disgusted. And what people seem to keep forgetting, this is why a lot of people, the smarter ones and the higher ups aren't saying much. They're just stepping down out of certain roles, etc. But they're not saying anything. he is being brought in on a RICO charge. All Dawn Richards has done has pulled herself into a RICO charge because now she is guilty by conspiracy. If you're there and you see something and you do not act on it, so if me and Heights have a fight right now and he knifes me up and everyone goes, rah, I get that they're family, but you know what? I don't really want to take a side. And I go, well, you guys were all there and none of you come forward as witnesses. You now get pulled in as co-conspirators or as by being there for lesser charges. Yeah, he was the one that he did whatever he did, but you didn't stop it, you didn't help me. 2 years. So all she's now done is pulled herself in to the crime, into the case.
Because she thinks, I believe from her point of view, she thinks she's offering Cassie support.
Yeah.
The problem is though,
She just named herself.
you just named yourself.
Yeah.
And we can check through your catalogue how many times you collaborated with this person that they're accusing of this crime.
Right.
And not once did you say, enough is enough, I need to take myself out of this situation. You kept working with him, knowing full well what he's been doing to this person that you have a mutual friend with. But when the checks are coming in, it's easy to stay quiet. You got mortgages to pay, bills to pay, I get that, but you are part of the problem because you should have supported Cassie and be like, you know what, enough, I can't work with this guy. If I'm not going to say anything, let me take myself out of the situation. Yeah. Now, we have to look at you crazy like, well, hang on, Dawn. So what? Because the checks was coming in and not bouncing, you just stayed quiet. So it's okay as long as it's not you, yeah? All right, cool. Say no more.
Also remember, Danny E. Kane and Diddy only just renewed their music partnership.
Yeah, but don't forget, just before you continue, one of the members from Danny E. Kane has been always talking about Diddy and the fuckery that he's been on.
And there's also certain members
She's been speaking out for years about
ain't around, right? Yeah. But you're leading into what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they've just renewed partnerships and one member's like, nah, I'm good, but the others are still participating and are still, well, you know what? We'll sign another contract. You can't be acting like now, oh my God, it was so bad, it was so torrid, it was so horrible. If you only, because like I said, all she's done is pull herself back in. They'll just go through the files. They'll go through contracts. Yeah. Oh, okay, you signed one in 2007 when you guys first bust. Oh, pause. You guys signed another one in 2011. Oh, again in 15. Oh, again in 2021. Yeah. They're going to be like, you can't have been that horrified or that scared.
Yeah, I get it. She's never declined a check from Diddy. Since she's seen or heard of or walked in on or whatever, however she's seen it, whether it's recordings, with her own two eyes, heard it from his security, his entourage, whatever. Because the more people you have in your crew, is the more there's going to be loose lips to sink the ship. However she's found out this information, I bet she's not once said to Puff, you know what, I can't keep taking these checks from you.
We're all right and we're all making valid points, but the fact remains that, as you said, people are getting dragged into this. So there's a broader picture, and unfortunately for Diddy, everybody's going to start throwing up their own two-piece about it, because the feds can go, this is what the feds can do. If you don't tell me what happened or you don't give me information about what happened, you'll get time.
Okay, but flip side of
so
that.
So either you join Diddy or you get immunity which is what Cassie did. Because you can go, because this is what happened with Cassie. Cassie apparently was making phone calls and getting prostitutes to come to the crib.
Same like J-Lo. That's why Ben Affleck
were doing certain people were enabling Diddy to do his stuff. Whether it is under force or not, that's to be discovered or not. But what's happened, the unfortunate thing for Diddy is all these people now are going to get put under pressure to testify or not.
Because Diddy, it starts with Diddy. It's not going to end there. And this is what you don't seem to understand. This is why everyone seems to forget. Diddy. You remember that saying, this is bigger than Nino Brown? Yeah. This is bigger than P. Diddy. No. This is what it's going to be.
And that's what I wanted to get to.
They're going to be people
that's what I wanted to get to.
Are going to be higher up. Like I said, Kevin Lyle's CEO has just stepped down. There's been about 13 CEOs in the space of 24 hours that have stepped down from their positions, that have all been pictured at a Diddy event. Let's say event, because they weren't all just freak offs.
It's not even that. Being pictured at an event is calm. Being pictured in a freak off or being filmed in a freak off is a different thing.
the reason why I say event is because he holds a lot of things within his estates, his property. Right. Not every single one of them is going to be
leads to the
is a freak off. Right.
Bro, the man had cameras underneath his toilet seat.
He had cameras. In apparently he had one in his sink.
Again,
Allegedly.
this is new news to us. So
Allegedly.
Wait,
when you hear certain things from him,
But what I'm saying to you,
when I was there,
what I'm saying, there's cameras.
When I was there.
There's cameras everywhere in his yard, and not necessarily people. What I'm trying to make is the point is that not everybody knew that they were being filmed.
Did you know?
And it's the same thing that happened with obviously the Epstein situation, where he would have clients, they'd be filmed, and he'd be bribing them and saying, "Listen, if you don't do this and that, I have footage of you doing whatnot
100%.
and whatnot."
Don't get me wrong. There are going to be unwilling participants in this situation. With regard, when I say unwilling participants, not saying that they actually participated in something, but the fact that they were there and it could have been on a night of something happening, they're going to be brought into this situation. So there is 10%, 15%, maybe 20%. That aren't really going to be like...
It's innocent bystander, innocent collateral. When you went, like the time you went there, the people that came in, the people that arrived there before you got there, they probably left before you arrived. So
2 o'clock
they didn't see, so they wouldn't see what you saw and what you was partaking in. So, but they might just be like, well, you was there. I was there, but I left at 10.
Like, for example, Marlon Waynes, he's been everywhere lately. Right? He goes, I've been to a party, but I left at I'd leave at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because he knows the right time to say.
When it actually kicks off, I don't know what's going on.
Denzel's been pictured there. And Denzel said many years ago, I go to these parties, but I'll leave at a...
They have to be very careful.
And also
precise. They have to comb this thing very carefully, because you can't just say because you was there that you were part of this whole thing. Like, you could have just been dropping off a bottle of your latest and greatest wine or whatever. It's Puff's 40th birthday. Yo, here's one of my oldest, aged wine from the cellar. Here you go, pimping. I got roll because I got to go fly to Atlanta to film my new movie. Just because you took a picture of me outside his crib and my bottle or something don't mean, you know what I mean?
Before we step out of this situation and move on, I just briefly talk about the bigger picture, because obviously Ty alluded to it. I feel like this is going to just be a snowball effect of people getting convicted now, because obviously you had Cat Williams at the beginning of the top of the year telling us that
got to tell Diddy no.
2024 is the year of exposure, and you've heard people stepping down. Apparently, even the mayor and all of that in New York that gave Diddy the keys
to the city. He said, "Yo, he didn't waste no time. Bring that back, rude boy. You have to. It's like
you've got to show that you're not for."
Right. And, the sad thing is, it's like, let's take away all this noise that's going on right now, right? But let's not forget, real quick, I don't know if you saw this when it happened, but apparently they said these freak-offs, and you can confirm or deny, were happening 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days. So my thing is...
They were.
And they had IVs, bruv. They had
IV drips.
They had IV drips, bruv.
So do you know what?
To rejuvenate themselves like Super Saiyans.
He was on Jimmy Carson back in 2002, right? And he doesn't realize he's said something that's going to be used against him in evidence.
Did he say? What Diddy said something?
Diddy. There's a snip now that's...
He's been saying that, man. He's been saying a lot.
So he literally... I think it's Jimmy Carson. And he was basically saying, 1... you got to supply him with loads of alcohol. 2, you got to lock the doors. And the host is going, but why you got to lock the doors? He says, because, once you supply him with alcohol and you don't want people to leave and just maybe they might hurt themselves or something. So he's got all these weird answers, but he's saying all these things that make himself look so incriminated. He's saying, 1, supply him with loads of alcohol. 2, you have to lock the doors. 3, you got to turn the heat up. He went, why you got to turn the heat up? He says, because you got to get a little sweat on. And he goes, that just sounds disgusting. He goes, no, because it's sensual.
Take your clothes off.
No, it's supplying someone with alcohol. Once you make him hot, and there's nowhere else to go, you either feel tired or you're wanting more alcohol because you become more thirsty.
He was just drilling them in their bottom.
Then he said, alcohol, lock the door. You've got to make it hot. He also said you got to supply them with something that they like. Yeah. So if I know, for example, you like cheesecake, I'm going to make sure there's plenty of cheesecake there to keep them there.
I'll do anything you want. Bring the cheesecake.
Not cheesecake, for example, but I mean not cheesecake per se, but it's, for example, it's something that he knows you like the baby oil in your beard. He'll make sure that there's a bathroom where you can just dink your chin in, you know, and he knows he's got you for the night.
Yeah.
Then he says you got to make sure there's stuff like
night. Wait.
Gams.
So, but that snip is going around. That snippet is going around everywhere right now, and he's just
This snippet is going around at the moment.
Mr. Lee,
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you
Chance,
put my
with you. I
bag
like
at?
when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag
Daddy,
at,
I like
Mr.
when
Lee?
you
It's
scrambling
right here,
and
it's right
scraping for
here.
shit.
No, I got
I
notes
like
and
that.
shit. I've been practicing. I got.
Yeah, did you miss me though? For real, because I'm saying it seems like a thing.
I
with
miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man. I
Man,
miss
but I'm talking
partying
about
with
for your
him.
birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
Yeah, we partied for my birthday before. You came to my party. And,
No, but me and you ain't never really party.
Wow.
Right, here's the thing.
Why does he really want to party?
They're saying,
No, it's
go on.
There was 2 types of parties.
I don't think we're deep in this enough. He said, I like the way that you scramble and scrape for things. Now, I can only use my adult brain in that situation.
Yeah.
With all of the charges that's been happening.
And what you've seen.
And say that man running around and chasing them with his wood around rooms, scrambling and scraping in for cheesecake or
even just be saying, no, please
no,
don't
please
leave
don't.
me.
Did you hear that audio that came out of him clapping at Meek Mill's cheeks?
Yeah, apparently so.
Apparently that is...
Apparently so.
No, you're lying.
I think that's AI.
You're a liar.
Bruv,
You're a liar.
Bruv, allegedly,
You're a liar.
Bruv, allegedly,
No, bro.
allegedly that's
You got to start a business. If you're saying that audio is true, you was in the you was there. You was there.
What episode number is this?
You can't.
This will be your final. This will be your final episode because
we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Me ain't been the same since Drake smoked his boots. But all I'm saying is
but he got closer to Diddy after that.
Yo,
them man, they were in the same matching outfits and that going parties.
no, hold on. Wait a minute.
was your
Time.
best
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you and your brethren wearing matching outfits.
Not me.
At what age? At what age?
Yeah.
It comes to. This isn't a wedding. This isn't an event.
All right. What do groomsmen do?
I just said it. This isn't a wedding. This is an event.
Okay, sorry.
On a random Tuesday, I'm not gonna phone you up and be like, "Yo, Drizzy, I wear the All Saints all black because you know what? Yeah, we're gonna kill it today."
On a stag do?
Again, that's an event.
Halloween outfit.
I've never...
Again,
parties
that's an
are
event.
events, though.
No, because there's
gone to
pictures of them being out.
I've never been to
Okay,
parties
okay.
Like a normal day.
and said to my brethren, let's
Tuesday.
wear the same thing.
Right.
I've been to parties and seen someone I don't know with
Wearing
the same
something
thing
similar.
that I've got
Yeah.
on, but never me and my brethren going, matching tops is calm.
And like I said, at what age does that stop? You probably don't get beyond the age of 18 when you're young. You're like, yo, fam, you got the Nike Tech. Yeah, I got it. Are you going to wear yours? Yeah, I'm going to wear it as well.
Or
As a grown man,
it
you
could
don't
be
do
a
that.
themed party. We're going back to the 90s.
Yeah, but that's the man.
Then he said events. So
Events.
That's an event.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm just saying, let's not
But they've
say
also,
this is
pulled pictures.
So I've been to these
allegedly
I've been to these parties,
of where they're not events. It's
Okay,
just them
right,
cooling
right.
around,
Oh,
chilling out.
okay, cool.
This
But
is
you-
where they're saying it's not that you can justify
Yeah.
a party,
True.
an
If the
event,
themes, yeah, of course.
a showcase. You can
yeah.
justify those.
Yeah.
You can't justify a random Tuesday in Miami Beach.
All right, cool. Now, another thing that's well documented is some of these dons, as much money as they've got, and we can bring this local to like football players. Them man don't have no taste or style, bruv. They just buy whatever is the most expensive thing and just throw it on.
Diddy will take you shopping.
I was going to say, are you trying to justify him taking them shopping?
No. I'm just saying that.
I thought that's where you were
because
segueing.
because there's things that are being brought up now that are. Some of it is normal, but they're just amplifying it to make it seem crazy.
But that's
You know
what,
I'm saying?
that's what I said about earlier.
Yeah.
They're gonna everything that was favouring
I
the
like the way you
rich
got yourself out of that one, Steve.
fully. He
Yo,
did.
man.
He did definitely slid out of that with the baby oil. He definitely
Johnson
slid
and
out of
Johnson.
that.
Don't touch me because your infatuation with baby oil has been crazy.
Yeah, I respect
You're the
it.
only one that's been using baby oil as much as one of these freak off parties in this room. You're like baby oil. I use it on my beard, you know. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's move. I guess we're gonna find out as this goes on, and I guess we're gonna be back on the pod talking about the next part of this whole saga.
You gotta break this down.
So so it's gonna be crazy.
Well,
I
we
want
need
it to
to-
be.
we
I
need
want
to-
the trial to be televised, bruv.
No, it
it
won't
will.
be. I don't think it will be.
No, I think parts of it will. I think we won't get all the close nitty and gritty bit, but we will get a lot of the.
I wanna see the
day
videos.
one, and they won't do that.
Yeah, no, you want.
Why do you want
There's
to
too
see
much money. You
Why?
wanna see
Why?
yourself.
It's never the same as when it was live. Why do you want to see it through
Takes it
video?
back.
What do you want to reminisce
He wants
about?
to
What do
see
you need
his
to
one.
see?
Yeah. He wants to make sure.
I want to know who was
Is
getting
that my
drillings. I want to see who was getting drillings.
Why?
Why do you want to see that? Pornhub, if you want. No?
Yeah, you know, you can just...
Because you know, like,
No, hold on. Sorry. I'm sorry. Now, if the podcast don't know, me and G are related, but I'm about to remove him from my family tree. This guy, we know in this Diddy case that it said male sex workers.
but you know,
And a lot of males were getting drillings.
yeah.
Heights.
Who though? Who?
Why are you so infatuated in knowing who?
Who?
You just
But
want to
why?
know who it is.
I want to know
I don't.
Who got bent over.
Yeah, who got the drills?
But why? You want to know which male rappers got their cheeks clapped?
Would you, yeah. Would you stop
It's just,
listening
bruv,
to them?
it's.
No, because you know what? Do you know why I don't want to know?
Exactly.
Do you know why I don't want to know? Because we know this has been going on for years, and a lot of these rappers,
all of
once
them.
upon a time, were at the bottom of the barrel.
Scraping and scraping.
Diddy was and Diddy's always been a mogul, other than when he was under his
Scraping and
under his teacher who did what he did to him to make Diddy the diddler.
Imagine seeing certain.
There's going to be certain people that we think, bruh, really.
Scrambling
And if I hear certain names, like for example, Meth is one of my favorite rappers
No,
of all
no,
time.
He
no.
wouldn't.
I'm
he
not saying
wouldn't.
he would. Just hear me out. Let me land. And I'm saying if someone like Meth or like a Red, I'm talking about from the early days, gets mentioned, that destroys you, bro.
So what you saying? No, yeah? They want them.
No,
I don't
please,
think, put this out there, I don't ever think someone like Meth would ever be, but I'm saying if a name of that caliber gets pulled into it, a Jada, a Meth, bro, that would destroy.
Bruv, did you see Fabolous was stuttering in that part of that thing, bruv.
I'm not gonna lie.
I partied with you before.
I think Fabolous may have partook in something somewhere because he's seen the little.
Yo, imagine if that's where Jada's ad-lib come from.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That's wild.
Wild.
That's why I'm holding out.
Yeah.
None of
I
these
don't
guys
know
are
those
wrong.
names. I don't know.
Yeah, but all right. Let's just be serious for 1 second.
What if Sheik Louche the Monster?
We know that the industry is effed up and down.
Completely.
Like we know. Let's not get it twisted. Some of our favorite Donnies and Donettes have been compromised.
100%.
And I feel like when you get to a certain level, or you sign those deals, or you get into certain areas, especially Hollywood, you are probably.
Go on.
Take that.
Can you Google the name of Diddy's his
PA?
teacher, his tutor?
Damn.
There you go, Andre Harrell. Now
Involved.
it's not involved. He's the reason why Diddy is Diddy, because they said when
He got
Diddy
drilled.
was starting up, he was drilling Diddy.
Jesus
Also with
Christ.
that, the reason why I'm saying I'm going to this, because you're saying a lot of our favorites. It's even our parents' favorites, like I'll Be Sure and all them kind of people there. Apparently he was seen giving fellatio to Harrell. And then they pulled Diddy and said, this is where you've got to start. So apparently, this is what I'm trying to say.
I went from Uptown and making tea to
be the downtown DJ. That's crazy. That's crazy.
let's move.
Wait, no. But if you say look.
Yeah.
We're keen and hard on certain things about this.
Yeah.
But
Serious.
the overall thing is there are victims in this thing.
Facts.
So we have to be
I like that.
conscious and we have to sympathize
That's
with
why you're here.
that there are victims in here who are indeed, they're probably so scared, and the shame. You know what? I think it's more the shame than being scared. The shame of the whole world knows that this guy took advantage of you, and in these certain ways that it's just like, wow, it's just disrespectful. So, we sympathize with the victims and we want to make sure that the right outcome happens, because no one should be put through such things to try and make a better life for themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be used as a sexual guinea pig just because you're trying to use your natural talent, which is singing or producing or whatever, and someone who's got a higher power and gets all the checks.
Disclaimers
takes advantage
calm.
of that.
That's why we
Can
got
I
him here.
quickly segue off
Sure.
that and just say, but our conversation was based on Diddy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
we made light of this,
Yeah.
we kept it solely on Diddy
Him,
and
yeah.
his things. So if anybody in the comments wants to be like, you guys were being insensitive, no, because we spoke directly on
About the
Diddy
diddler.
and about what he was doing. At no point did we say that this person didn't have XYZ done to
It
them.
does sound scary.
It sounds actually really scary. So just segueing
And
off
this
what Drizzy
doesn't
said.
The diddler's
represent.
coming.
This does not represent hip hop.
Not at all.
Yeah. love.